than people like me who are working. So that's just so you all know. I'm an elder in denial. Just so everybody understands, the Quang plan has 1% that was given per district. And understand me, we all debated over that 1% that would be going to each district. We recognize, I work for the census for tribes in 4 different states. So I understand that money is distributed by population. It's quite a different population between the Omak district and some of the other districts. So we recognize that, we debated it, but it came down to the vote of 4%, and every district would be equitable. So they sliced the pie equitably. Didn't matter the size of the district. In doing that, what happened was the Community Development Fund that was put aside from the Quang plan would be 1%. And that was out of $3 million, $860, 1% for each district is only $938,000. So I know that there's been a lot of discussion about the kind of projects that can happen for a community. We need to come together as Omak district and decide how we're going to invest that $900,000. How is it going to best meet our community? There's been probably the priority project in Omak so far, and I believe it's been overwhelming, is the Omak senior meal site. The need to use that money to invest into a new meal site. But I want you to know that there are a lot of other district members. And there's been discussion about a wellness center. There's been discussion about upgrading the community center. $900,000 and some is not a lot of money, but it possibly could be leveraged for other grants. So we need to be as smart as possible. One of the things that we do know is this building right here, sections of it has been condemned. The building next door to us, that our seniors, most of you that participate in the meal site, it should be condemned. We have our language program in a building that should be condemned. Yet we do have the issue of districtitis at the council table. Some of you former council people know that districtitis issue. And so we are constantly being told that Omak has everything. Omak has everything. Omak has everything. You have Walmart. Walmart's not ours. We don't have Walmart. We don't get anything from Walmart. I don't even see any neighbors up there working at Walmart. We spend our money there. So how can we pull this together, pull our community together and come up with a process that's just not a few people showing up at a meeting and us voting on it and deciding that that's what we're going to do? We need to have a plan. So one of the thoughts is to discuss tonight, how can we pull Omak District together and prioritize a project that we're all going to get behind. And I wanted to throw out tonight, and my peers don't even know this, but I want to throw out tonight because this is a community development project. I would like to see not only the steps that we've already taken in any of these other projects that I mentioned, because we're going to be moving forward on those projects, but I would like to see a proposed, and you guys can think about it, discuss it, but I'd like to propose that the best way to promote a community development project is to have a community advisory board helping facilitate this process. So we actually do have some folks there from diverse positions, and they can come together and identify how can we get a vote that has more people at the table, and we have the projects listed and let people vote. That's an idea. It's not a direction. It's not any committed position. I'm throwing it out there at you. Another is to, if this advisory board was able to pull together 4 ideas, 3 ideas on how we can invest this money, we could all get together and publicize a date for a vote. And those people just come in, and that's a day it's going to be a vote just for Omak. We don't care about anybody else. But but that advisory board would be the one to oversee everything. We as council can help facilitate creating a ballot, giving it to the community, making sure the resources are there, and that community group have maybe a place be identified for this vote, and it's publicized, like I said, and those people count them up, we meet and we talk about it, and decisions made. But what has happened in some of the other districts is there's been 8 people at a meeting and they voted. There's been a lot of fighting and arguing and a lot of hurt feelings because of that. I would like just to see that we at least try to publicize something, and who shows up, shows up. I mean, they will have the opportunity to do that. We can announce it in the paper, on the website. We can put posters up all over so people are aware of it. You guys are getting last minute broadcasts right now for these meetings. So, I mean, we know that we want to have these meetings every 3rd Thursday. That's our goal. But I drove like a maniac to make sure I was back here tonight. And I want to announce to you that John Cyrus is at a intergovernmental meeting in Spokane, and he was leaving at 5:30 to try to get back here too tonight. So his goal is to be here this evening. But you know, we're still going to try to stick with this 3rd Thursday, so that we show up. We're here. I can't remember why I was last time, but I had a death in my family. My uncle passed away. That's right. But if I'm not here, it's usually because of a really good reason. So and so I hope you all forgive us when we can't make it. So I throw out the idea of having some kind of group to pull this together, help us identify a date, get more participation when we take a vote. I understand that there's a real strong commitment to the senior center. I don't have a problem with moving that forward here, but I have to throw out the other options. And so it's up to you guys tonight on what you decide to do. There's no decisions that are going to be made for 30%. I ask all of you to please help guide us to do what's right. You know, we're not a bunch of dictators. You know, that's not our job. What we did do is we tried to make sure that this other 50% went back to our communities, and we invested in something that was a high need, that the rest of our budget has not been able to even touch. We needed to find this money. We wanted it to help programs that we value, but we were not funding. We did not have the funds for it. And that's why the language revitalization project came up. You know, we value that. We know we need to promote language revitalization, but there was no funding. It was not a priority in the tribe. And so we came together, and that was why we moved that forward. So I guess what I'd like to do right now is go ahead and, now that I've stated what I wanted to state about possible options, and how we as a council can get behind those options, and that's community mobilization, taking some ownership and helping us formulate this, then, you know, we are willing to support whatever you guys decide. So I think, Lana, you had your hand up, and oh, good. Well, they like I said, they told me tonight I was going to be facilitating. Yeah, come on up. I'm used to the wireless.
We know, everybody knows that we meet on the 3rd Thursday. Everybody knows. And so I'm just like put off by that, because when I talk to people, my friends, the people out there, I say, we had a meeting, we're gonna have a meeting, come down. Now, why should I come down to a meeting when I'm not gonna get what I want anyhow? Why should I listen to those people? All they do is tell us lies. That's what they tell me. These people tell me. Why should I put up with all that? They're not gonna do what I want anyhow. So, you know what? That's all I've been hearing since I started going to meetings in '70. I've heard that over and over and over and over. So, you know, I know this meeting happens. I tell my friends to be here. So, you know what? If they don't care, if they say they care and they want to be here, they should be here. I'm here. Why can't they be here? They can't say, Kathy's here. She lives out of Third Hut Housing. Don't tell me they don't have a ride or anything. I mean, you know, I'm just saying that. I'm just makes me mad when I hear things like that.
Thank you, Lana.
You know, last month's meeting, we were under the impression that this month we would be voting on the 1%. And I think that's kind of the way it came out in the notice too for the district meeting, is that we would be voting on 1%. And if you look around, we have a lot of gray-haired people.
In the roots, it's there.
And
Where?
that didn't happen by accident. We wanted to be here because we felt that there was a vote that was going to be taken and we wanted to be heard. Now, I'm going to speak not as president in the elders group, but I'm going to speak as an individual. And our elders will get up and voice their opinions as well. Last month, we had Sony get up and talk about, and it was a passionate talk about what she needed for the Omak Community Center and for our youth. And I don't see her here tonight. I was hoping she'd be here because I think it's really important that she be here.
She said she'll be here.
She will be here?
Yeah.
Okay, good. And I guess, speaking personally, I would like to see a 1/3 distribution to the elders and 2/3 to the youth. And as I stated, I'm speaking as an individual, not as a member of our group, and I know our elders have different opinions. So I hope you hear them out tonight. But that's why we came tonight, is because we wanted to vote. Thank you.
Thank you for putting that out there. I actually did not know that. Let's just move forward then and just take a show of hands. How many want to vote tonight? Just raise your hand if you want to vote tonight. Okay. How many want to wait and move forward on more research, more work? Okay, there's about 18, but it's 6. Yeah,
I'm one of the 8 that is asking for not to have a vote tonight. I didn't make the last meeting because I had surgery the day before and I couldn't come down. I'll go on my crutches. The only reason that I am one of the 8 that is requesting that we hold off on a vote is because there's probably, 50, I don't even think we have 50 people here. And I personally do not feel that it's right that 50 people get to make the decision for the entire Omak voting district. My daughter lives in Arizona. She can't be here tonight. She's a high school teacher. If she lived here, she probably would be here. You know, we have other people that have family members that live out of state, out of country. It's not that convenient for us that live locally that we could be here. We have that choice of being here tonight or not. So I'm asking that the vote be put on hold, put it out for a referendum vote. Maybe we can come up for suggestions that we can put on the referendum vote, and leave a line for additional choices out there, the other people that don't have that opportunity to attend our district meetings, if they have a fill in line of something that they would like to see. That would be my recommendation. Put it out for a referendum vote, Omak district voters only. I am not elder status yet, but I mean, I don't have a problem giving the elders whatever they need, truthfully. But for everybody else, I think throughout the community, it needs to be referendum vote.
I want to clarify referendum vote. Referendum is a vote where we actually are allowing a ballot to go out to every eligible voter that's 18 and older. That's not what we're going to be doing here as a referendum, but we will do an Omak district vote. However, we decide to do that tonight, we're going to take care of the business tonight, or if we decide to move forward, if the people here who were the 8 that said they wanted to hold off and vote later, if they can make an argument tonight to hold off, then I think it's worth it. That's what it's about tonight. It's about having dialogue, communication, and understanding that, my daughter lives off the reservation, and she's a nurse.
She's not out of state.
My daughter's off the reservation, and she's a nurse, and she does a lot of care for our people. And she wants the people here to vote for what's needed here. And that's one of the things that I'm continuing to hear. We have a lot of people who are criticizing how are they going to benefit? How are they going to benefit when they're off the res? Well, my daughters and some of my other family are not concerned about how they're going to benefit. We want to benefit the people here. $907,000 is not much money. So somebody else had their hand up?
Yeah.
Wally.
Hello.
Okay, I gotta disagree with Sam on this one. We've been meeting now for the last 3 months or whatever since I've been here. I've told people, several people, tonight we were gonna vote on what we wanted to do with that 900 and some thousand. The people I've told, I don't see one of them here. So obviously they don't care. The ones that's here, they care. And I think the two items on the table is, I think, the most important. The seniors and the youth. What else are we going to do with that money? Am I going to come here at a meeting and say, oh, I want you guys to do this for me? No, that's not what it's about. We need to do it as a group. And there's 2 groups, as far as I'm concerned, on top of the list. That's the seniors and the youth. You read every council that's running for council, they want to do for the elders and they want to do for the youth. You know what? I think it's time that we do for the elders and the youth. And the 1%, 900 some thousand, like Lynn said, that's not a lot of money. But the other 50% of the money, she said, was supposed to go for the other communities, that what we need. We're not seeing that other 50%. We're seeing 1%. The 40 million, which is hopefully going to be talked about tonight, is in the admin building. I just read in the Travel Tribune, they're building a whole school in Cooley Dam, K through 12. It's only costing $23 million. You do the math. So that's at a later subject, so I'll be raising my hand again. But I think the 2 most important things are up for vote tonight, and that's the elders and the youth. So I'm ready to vote.
Thank you, John. And what we're doing right now is we're having just dialogue, discussion, so that we're opening up communication and understanding about why we're choosing one way or another.
Thank you. I raised my hand to wait, but I do agree that we've been coming here every month. I mean, we talk about people who are committed to come here. I came when I lived in Bellingham, 8 hours to get here at times. Even tonight, I live in Electric City right this moment. I have a house in Spokane. I work at the Tribe, for sure. I just got off work and got here as soon as I could. So, commitment. We all are committed here. I'm so in tune with what Wally said about, you know, going and helping the senior center and doing something here locally, because it does help everyone. We're tribal members. What do I get out of it? Nothing, really. But what I want to see is what it can do for us as people here in Omak. You know, our elders worked hard. They've worked hard their whole lives to get to here. We are working hard, us that are not quite there, to get there. We want to be successful, and the way we can see the success is by how we take care of those who can't. And who is that? Our elders, they're getting to that point where it's challenging for them to go to work every day, if they can work. You know, there's always that, I hate to say it, there's that age discrimination, whether it's with our tribe or without our tribe. It's just a matter of fact. You know, there are opportunities to, and I spoke of this last month when we were talking about what could we do, what would be the benefit for our elders to receive the money to increase the senior center. Well, communications, internet, computers, opportunities to teach our young. I'm still teachable, even at 50 years old. I hope to be teachable at 80 years old, at 100 years old. Okay? I might be an elder then, but I'm hoping that there's always someone older than me. And as far as our youth, that's our hope, that's our future. That's who we need to mentor, to help. I know as a young man, teenager, youth, I look to my elders, I look to those individuals that were 50 plus or 60 plus. They helped me. Raise your hand if you weren't helped. Yeah, see, every one of us has been helped by our elders. I think it's important to act, for sure. One of the things I think we need to vote on today is not only, okay, let's say we do the two, the elders and the youth. What does that look like? Are we going to split it down the middle? You know, action is really what speaks louder than any of our words. We have a contractor here that, you know, let's talk about what would it cost? How much of our $936,000 is it going to cost us to do the elders or the youth? And can we get matching funds? If we put out there about donations, you know, maybe we can talk to other people. I don't know. All I'm saying here is if we vote today, let's vote for those two and move action forward. I volunteered last time here to have meetings. Unfortunately, I had some personal issues that kept me from providing the commitment. But I'm here. I'm willing to be part of that community action group. These three people here are council members. They're here now, but unfortunately at times they won't be here as council members. I really like the idea of having that community action committee. I'm willing to volunteer my time and my effort and my resources to the best of my ability to do here. Just like you're all being here. I'm just saying that. So please let me help. I want to help everyone we can, and I'm hoping everyone feels the same way tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Larry.
Personally, I think if we throw down the river on this, I don't think the council personally worked harder to get a larger amount for us. 1% is like chump change for the amount of money that's available. That's why I look at it. And they're going to be dealing with a lot of your guys' money. And I think some way they should have worked a lot harder to make sure that people got their money. That is only the correct way to do it. And I think I don't know how it happened in the council chambers, we decided 1%. Personally, I think we can take it down the road. Thank you.
Thank you, Ducky, for that spanking.
Hello. what I wanted to let you know is we have been talking about this the last couple of meetings, and we did come here to vote tonight. And I'm for the children and the elders both. And another thing that was said last week was when the planning committee and other people were here, they had kind of made an innuendo that they're going to be working on the people that get their plans in first. And they were telling us Ms. Bealham has all their stuff in first. And I shouldn't have said this, but I asked them to give it to Ms. Bealham. But anyway, I would like for us to vote tonight because I think the longer we put it off, it's going to drive by and we're not going to get what we want. We've got to get it all the fires off.
Thank you, Liz.
How's it going? Yeah, my name is Richard Allen. Everybody probably knows who I am. I'm a general contractor, and I was listening to my cousin Wally talk about we should vote. And hey, I'm with it, you know. If people wanted to be here, they would have been here. You know, I don't make the meetings like I should. I raise 4 children. Plus I run a construction company. It's really hard doing that and then trying to make it to the meeting. But tonight is really, it's so much I have to say, a little time I want to talk. And I know a lot of other people want to talk, but I'm ready to vote tonight. And we got a building right over there. And that building right there, it's got to be about 10,000 square feet. At $200 a square feet, you're talking about a $2 million building over there. And my opinion is we should get it out, use it. Yeah, we can make the money stretch. We don't need to bring an untraveled contractor here on the reservation, or we don't need we got an electrician, Gary right there. He's been an electrician for 40 years. He's done work for me. And we can get together here, we can cut down the cost. Yeah, we can make that $1 million stretch. And yeah, I think we can be able to add in the youth too. And my opinion too is, there again, 1% is chump change to me. We should be fighting a little bit harder for our children and our elders. Pretty soon you're going to be one. And that's my opinion, you know. 1% ain't nothing. Ain't nothing. No, I've been contracting for 20 years on my own. And that was a lot of money. And I saved a lot of money. Worked on over 200 HUD houses where me and my crew went through, we gathered a whole house out and done it in 10 days. Saved a lot of money. A lot of money. But there again, my opinion is we should get a committee together. And I'd like to be part of it. Whatever you decide you want to build, let me know. I have a lot of resources out there, people that I know that's been in the business forever. And they're union like I am, union-owned contractors, 100% union-owned. And we're willing to make that money stretch. But you know, I'd like to see you go back to the table and try to give us a little bit more than that 1%. You know, sure help out for the elders and the children. I'm raising 4 children on myself. Everybody knows that. Just let that money go a little bit farther. Yeah, thanks a lot for listening to me. And thank you.
So, what I want to say is that I think you guys will vote. It is important that we do vote, but not everybody's here. And you guys keep, you guys say, well, I told some people, this and that, well, broadcast went out.
let's think about that for a moment. How many people get the broadcast, and how many people are gonna remember something that you told them a week ago or a couple weeks ago? Not likely. You can tell me something today, if I didn't write it down, I'm probably not gonna remember it. It took me a long time to prioritize these meetings here, and today, it took a lot for me to get here. I got 2 sick kids at home with temperatures, ear infections. I got my fiance in the hospital with appendicitis this morning, and I had a big math test. So I'm just like, I'm done for today. It's been really hard. So you need to think about all the people that have work, that couldn't make it here, that did want to make it here. You need to think about the people that did have other priorities, that family always trumps these meetings. Certain things will always trump these meetings, and people can't help that. Secondly, like this common shareholder, like you suggested, that, maybe there should be some big signs trying to let people know on how we should be voting on this. Well, I went to the Hall of Hinting, and I did get an estimate for the banners that they use, 6 by 3 feet. You can get it with 1-day shipping or up to 3-day shipping, and with shipping and handling tax, it's only $48.99. That's it. You can, for $100, you can put 2 big banners, one up here on our center, one up at the Walmart on those fences. Then people will recognize, hey, I should have been there at that meeting. Hey, I did remember that sign. It needs to be a little bit more than what it is right now, and there needs to be more people here. It's just not fair. And I mean, it's not representing everybody. There's not a lot of diversity here. So it just simply, it's not correct, in my opinion.
Thank you, Mindy.
Thank you, Darcy.
What I'd like to happen with the event is, at the last meeting, we talked about our wellness center, and then, we don't talk about, the diseases that are, happening on our reservation, and, there's so many of our people that have cancer, and so many of our people have, they're diabetic, and, what I'd like to add, is like, we have families that are taking care of families, you have families that are living together, you have elders that are taking care of their grandchildren, and along with the wellness center, what I'd like to see happen would be a treatment center. Because one person that goes to inpatient treatment center, it costs about $60,000. And we know that their health care is, it's not readily available, but then, for our tribe and for our people, for them to get well, for them to use the wellness center, I think we integrated into the wellness center, because I think that, there are so many people that are on drugs and alcohol, and we need to look at that, we need to deal with that, because there's so many other issues that, that need to be said, because unless we as a tribe get well ourselves and treat ourselves, we're gonna just go in a vicious cycle that, unlike Richard and the other people, I really think that we need to prorate the 1% because of the other districts. And thank you.
Thank you, girl.
I wanna be able to vote, but I would rather see a lot more people here. I'd like to see my son, my grandson, my nieces, my sister, my brother. I'd like to see them here. I've always liked to see them here, all the time, all the time. But they're the ones that tell me, why should I be there? They're gonna do what they want. Why should we put up with all that stuff there? And I know the last couple of meetings have been about the senior center. And these ladies and gentlemen came here to vote for the senior center and to give the youth 66%. But, you know, I'd like to see everybody here, a bigger, younger, you know, everybody that's a tribal member here on Thursday night. Every third Thursday, I'd like to see them all come in the door. But if they don't want to, and if they're gonna sit at home and say, well, I'm not gonna worry about it, they're not gonna do what I want anyhow, then why should I worry about it? Why should I worry about them? I'm not saying you guys don't have to, but I'm just saying, why should I worry about them? I've been talking to my hat a lot of times to get people here, and it doesn't work. And thank you all for being here tonight. Thank you all. And I would rather see a lot of people here, but if I would wait and want it to go out to many people, if they would be here, I would like to do that. But if they're not to be here, I'd say give the seniors what they want. I didn't like that building when they first put it up there. It wasn't good enough for our seniors. I was 35 at the time. It wasn't good then, it's not good now.
Thank you, Lana. And a really good point that we're trying to make here is that we aren't dictators. But when we're at the table, Becky, we are arguing, we are debating. And when we found out that there are only 4 people for Omak. We found out, like when I said, Omak Bingo Casino, money generator, 300 jobs. We even have one of our own sitting on a board, found out he's only 1 vote on a board of directors for our businesses. Then they decided to go in other directions. That's a real frustrating experience. I didn't realize. I remember my dad told me a long time ago, you're only 1 of 14 when you're at that table. Who else said that? You're only 1 of 14. And that's really frustrating. And when we get into districtitis, we're only 4 of 14. And I finally debated and fought and did these things, and I realized, man, that's such negative. And then I'm defending my own character with my own people. I'm like, wait a minute. No, I'm gonna go back and be who I am. I never promised anything, just do my best and be honest. And I'm gonna stick to that. If people don't like it, that I'm doing what I think is best for the whole membership, making decisions with best informed facts, looking for our future, respecting people, then I say then you have the right to vote me out. But I want you to do it because I'm not representing you. I'm disrespecting you. I really get hurt when we think that we are not advocating for you. We are advocating for you. We're advocating for the whole reservation. So when this formula came up, we only won 1%. It was what came across the table. And it's not right. And I said at the beginning, population-based, it should have been population-based, but that's not what happened. I'm a big supporter for Division 1.6. That's, that disregards thing I don't like. We have next person in line, Carlene, and then Kathy, and then John.
We took a vote this evening. That vote was 26-8 for us to have a vote tonight. Because that's what we were told last month, is that we were going to have a vote tonight. And that's why a lot of our elders showed up. Even when I was on the council a long time ago, we had district meetings every 3rd Thursday of the month. That's no secret. We have district meetings every third Thursday. And if nobody wants to come, that's their prerogative. I'm not gonna yank and pull somebody into a meeting. What was that? It wasn't me. We came to vote. Our elders came to vote. Some of our elders want 50% for the elders and 50% for the youth. And I think we should vote. We all know people who should be here, but aren't. We all had other things that we'd rather do than be here, but we're here. And for 3 months, we've been talking about this. And if you put it off more and more, maybe it's like Kyle Dizitel said, if you don't use your money, we're going to take it away from you and use it in this field. And, we're not going to put up with that. As for council from Omak, what you can do, and what maybe should have been done, is an alliance formed with Nispelum, who is the next biggest district. If you'd formed an alliance with Nispelum, you'd have had 8 votes, and Nispelum and Omak would have got a fair share. And that didn't happen. No, there's 14, and 8 votes is what passes. 8. So, I'm ready to vote. We took a vote earlier. It was 26-8. Let's do our proposals and let's vote. Thank you.
I'm hearing let's vote, and I'm hearing there's a couple options on the table, so as we have 2 more people who want to talk. One of the options is elders, 1/3, youth, 1/3. And the other option is elders and youth, 50-50. And the other would be elders only or youth only. So just keep that in mind. Happy? You said happy? Happy.
Yes, I live at Third House, and we've been having these meetings. But the situation when we have meetings is just like a desk right here and a person in front of her. When I'm sitting way back there and I ask them to speak up, and they still do the same thing like they're whispering. This is what we need so we can hear what they're talking about. Like the lady was saying, what about did these people did ever go out? Did you guys go out to go see these elders? Go tell them the situation, what we're doing? No. Voting, talking about this. I hear things are going way back. When we have meetings, I go visit my peoples up there, Third House. I explain to them what about our meeting. Yeah. Where is our transportation to come down for a meeting? Like you said, we could open the door and bring our peoples in to hear what they want to say. You know that we don't got little kids anymore. They're adults. And I'm getting very disappointed about the way everything's been going. I don't want to say anything. I don't want to be involved with it. If I do, I'll get myself in trouble. Then I'll leave the real side again. I've been falling away from it for quite a while. I didn't want to say anything. Like they were saying about the building. That building was there, okay, every winter. We got buckets underneath there to catch our rain. Shade. Look at the other ones. And they just leaving us underneath the table. Excuse me, what they put in the paper, we help our elders. When? Look at our Omak seniors are sitting in a poor rundown place. And we have to try to get some food and wash our dishes. Then when we have our elders' dinner, we have to go to the long house because ours is so small. It's a shame when they say, vote for me, I'll help you elders. Excuse me, when? Where? You know, I see everything, all of it. I was homeless 12 years ago. I ran to them. I sat at their desk. Made me feel so down. I was homeless. I got a pacemaker, but they didn't give a darn. Hurt my feelings. Look at these people, can't even walk. They're in a wheelchair. Nobody go around and go tell them you want to come to meet with me? Me, I walk from third like Sister is saying. I live out third. Sometimes I walk in. If it's too late, I walk home. I've been walking all my life. But we should have a bus to go around, like they say, get the other brother, sister, aunt, great aunt, whatever. Open the door for them. Tell them, come in, hear us out, and help us. Like they say, Nazis, we're just talking to the so-and-so. But I'm going to hear tomorrow what I said. I'm not going to hurt my feelings. I come right out and tell the truth. They say they were going to help our elders. How come they're just sitting back and they're not helping the person that's been out? This is getting way down low. Did they go visit your aunt, your brother, your sister, your uncle? I didn't see none of them up there to visit. Not even one person to see an elder, but their own persons. That's how they are. They run their books like they want it. They don't go ask this handicapped person about this meeting, explain to them what's going on. They just want the person's here. No, I haven't been to these meetings for quite a while, and I hear everything's going on.
Saw him the other day.
It's like they say, her kids are far away. I got two boys. One's in Montana and the other one's in Oregon. I want to vote. I get them out and vote. He never gets it in time. Give them their address. You know, I don't know the way things are running.
Sure, I got health problem. But I'm not crying and whining around about my problem. I want to help my people. What they're supposed to be doing, coming in and help us. Show us some respect. Get our meal site. Get our building going. Look at the other ones on the other side of the mountain. They got fancy couch, fancy this. You got no rundown thing. Excuse me, who's helping us? Nobody. It's hard to hear the other people's talking. It hurts me. And I'm glad you're here tonight to speak for our part. Thank you.
Appreciate everybody speaking from that heart. I mean, this is
Your turn.
Okay, first of all, I just want to tell Sam, no disrespect, I disagree with you, but I do hear your guys' points. I mean, they're good points. But what I think we need to do is vote on the 1% tonight, and then we have these council to go after more of that money. 1% of that $90-some million ain't nothing, like Ducky was saying. We're getting shortchanged. You know, so at least let's get the ball moving with the 1% tonight. At least get that money into motion.